Look, just because I'm not a big fan of horror films does not mean that I can't acknowledge a horror movie that gets it done right. Evil Dead. Now, this version of Evil Dead is a remake of the 1970s or 80s classic. I really can't remember at the moment, starring Bruce Campbell. And to its basic core, it's kind of your typical horror story. You got a bunch of young kids that want to do something out of the ordinary, so they go to this cabin out in the middle of the woods somewhere where they're not supposed to be. I mean, there's a reason for them to be that they want to go there, but, you know, I'm not going to spoil it here. And they go down into the cellar, or the basement, or whatever you want to call it, and they find this book that's made out of human skin, and it has some demonic pages, and one of them reads from this book, and somehow brings forth an evil demon spirit thing that infects one of their friends, and that's really all you need to know going, and it just starts. They try to figure out who's this demon, how to kill it, and it's trying to kill them. They're trying to survive. They want to get out of the place, but they can't. It's really probably one of the most original story-based horror stories in probably all of Hollywood horror lore. Now, in terms of acting, there are a bunch of unknowns. Their acting is not, you know, Oscar-worthy or anything amazing or anything you haven't seen, but it serves its purpose. They're not annoying characters, but they have enough personality that, you know, when they're killed off, you definitely get the sense that, you know, someone who actually was a real person was killed. However, they do some really stupid things, but, you know, that's kind of typical for teenagers and horror movies to do stupid things. Now, the one thing that this movie does do exceptionally well is create a really great atmosphere of fear. Now, as I stated at the beginning, I'm not a big horror fan. So, I can tell you right off the bat that this movie, not once, it didn't scare me at all. I think it's virtually impossible for any movie to scare me in general. But it did keep my interest from beginning to end because of the atmosphere, that there was something not right about this whole scenario. And there's a real sense of true, pure, nostalgic evil. The gore in this movie is also done very well. I'm not really sure if they used a lot of CG blood. I don't think it was. So in terms of the gore fest, if you're fans of that kind of stuff, it's very much enjoyable and definitely top-notch. A lot better than some other cheaper Hollywood horror films that we've had over the last couple of years. However, I will say that the one thing that stands out is the little... well, I wouldn't say little. It is the demon-possessed girl. I don't know who that actor is, but the makeup that they did on that character, on that person, was, I'm not going to say groundbreaking, but it's pretty disturbing and creepy at times how this character acts. I mean, this demon is like, well, I wouldn't say necessarily Hannibal Lecter, but maybe a relative of Hannibal Lecter who's even more screwed up than he is and is not afraid to show it. And anytime this character's on the screen, it's probably a scene or a movie stealer, in my opinion. Now, the only real flaw that I could say that this version of Evil Dead has is, in a couple of scenes, it tries to take itself serious. Now, if you actually go back and watch the original Evil Dead, that type of style of horror just doesn't hold up today. It's actually kind of laughable. And this movie tries to make it more modern and serious-based. And sometimes it goes a little bit over the top to the point where you kind of twist your head like, huh? But, you know, those moments are far and in between. Now, unfortunately, this is a horror movie, so I cannot give it an A in any way, sense, or form, but I can give it the highest score for a horror film that I can, which is a very well-deserved B+. If you are a big fan of horror, you're absolutely going to love this movie. You're probably going to want to see it twice. If you like this movie review, please like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check for my future movie and video game reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.